Is change good or bad? Is change positive or negative? It depends, doesn't it? What does it depend on? It depends on how it affects us, because change is viewed egocentrically. We view change as how will we be affected? How will it impact us? Will we like it? Will things be better? And what we need to realize is that change is inevitable and that change is accelerating. We'll talk more about that in a minute. And here's the most important part, that there is no improvement without change. If we don't change something, it remains the same. As a matter of fact, George Odiorne was a famous organizational development specialist, and he was the one that perpetuated management by objectives. And he went around the country making big bucks, saying profound things like, things that don't change remain the same. How's that for profound? He went on to say that things that remain the same become obsolete. Now, what has become obsolete in our lifetime? Let's just take phones, for example. You have the old rotary phone, to where you actually dialed the phone. We still say dial the phone. Then you had the push button phone, and then you had the cordless phone. You had pagers that went with phones, or that you'd make a phone call after getting a page. You had phone booths, which are by and large obsolete. You had phone books, which are by and large obsolete. You take tape recorders, and then you had 8-track tapes and cassette tapes and CDs. Now you have MP3s. You have Betamax. Was an early great invention, and it was replaced by VHS, which was replaced by MP4, live streaming and what have you. Typewriters. At one time, every support person had a typewriter on his or her desk, and they used carbon paper. You may need to Google that, you younger folks. The carbon paper was something that you used to make copies, because they didn't have copy machines back then. You had, in early computer days, you had floppy disks. You had the 5 1/4, you had the 3 1/2. You have overhead projectors, which have become obsolete. Paper roadmaps, encyclopedias, film, fax machines, slide projectors, car ashtrays. Did I say answering machines, boom boxes? All of those things have become obsolete. Hopefully, they've all been replaced by something better, particularly the phones. If you remember the old dial phones, all sorts of issues with that. Even the push button were better, but not that much better. But today we have phenomenal phones with cameras on them and computers, and we can access the internet. And anyway, so change is good, okay? But it is emotional, it is egocentric, but it is also inevitable. And change is viewed to be positive or negative depending on how it affects the person. The change is easier to accept when people understand why. Simon Sinek wrote a book called Begin with Why. And in it, he talks about the importance of explaining why to people and beginning with a purpose. And when people understand the why, or they understand the purpose, they're going to be more motivated, more excited to see it come to pass. When you think about change accelerating, in 1900, it was reported that knowledge doubled every 100 years. Okay, in 1925, doubled every 25 years. In 1972, it doubled every 4 years. And now it doubles every 12 months. And chances are in the next few years, it's going to be measured in hours, how long knowledge doubles. There's more knowledge on the phones that we carry every day than in the biggest set of encyclopedias ever published. So there's no improvement without change. We need to expect change. We need to embrace change. We need to encourage change. And change will occur whether there are effective leaders or not. And without positive leaders, change will lead to deterioration and destruction. Constant change will not wait for a leader to appear. A leader must encourage change. And you'll never become what you want to be by remaining as you are. When you're through changing, you're through. That's a quote by Max Dupree. So remember this: expect change, encourage change, and embrace change, because there's no improvement without change. I'm Rex Howes. Thank you for watching. See you next time.